It's a tale as old as show business, the bitter clash between comedians over the very soul of their craft. Marc Maron, the revered host of the long-running WTF podcast, has launched a blistering critique against fellow comedian Bill Maher, and the heart of his argument is as controversial as it is compelling. But here's where it gets controversial. Maron isn't just criticizing a few jokes. He's accusing Maher of a profound and, in his view, pathetic betrayal of artistic integrity in a desperate grasp for relevance. During a recent appearance on the podcast Pod Save America on August 24th, Maron didn't hold back. The 61-year-old commentator confessed, "I always had a problem with his tone." He then elaborated with a pointed analysis that goes far beyond simple dislike. Maron perceives in Maher, and what he labels a certain boomer mindset, a frantic and ultimately transparent pursuit to remain in the cultural conversation. This desperation, Maron argues, fundamentally warps a person's perspective and taints their entire body of work, making it feel inauthentic and, well, desperate. Maron specifically pinpointed Maher's relentless focus on criticizing wokeness as a primary example of this behavior, stating plainly that Maher's approach is not for me. The core of his issue is that he can't see past the desperation and what he's willing to do to stay in the conversation. This is the part most people miss. It's not merely a disagreement on politics. It's an accusation of sacrificing principle for clicks and clout. For context, on his HBO show, Real Time, and his podcast, Club Random, Bill Maher has consistently positioned himself as a critic of what he terms wokeness within left-leaning politics. He has drawn a firm distinction, telling CNN in 2023, "I would categorize liberal as different than woke." Maher acknowledges that woke started positively, meaning alert teen justice, but argues it devolved into an eye-rolling ideology that champions diversity in every area except the diversity of thought, a place he believes is counterproductive. And this is far from the first time Maron has taken aim at Maher. The feud has deeper roots. Back in March, on his own WTF podcast, Maron blasted individuals like Bill Maher, who in his view seemed to agree with some of the things that Trump is doing, while the country was, in Maron's opinion, living under fascism during Donald Trump's presidency. This criticism intensified dramatically earlier this year, after Maher made headlines for having a private dinner with Trump at the White House. The fallout was immediate and severe. In a monologue on his HBO show afterward, Maher told his audience he was genuinely taken aback to discover Trump was far more likable face-to-face. "Everything I've ever not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent, at least on this night with this guy," Maher claimed. In a statement that sparked furious debate, he concluded, "A crazy person doesn't live in the White House. A person who plays a crazy person on TV a lot lives there." The response to this was nuclear. In a move that perfectly illustrates the deep divisions Maher creates, Curb Your Enthusiasm star Larry David published a satirical essay in the New York Times. Without ever naming Maher, David eviscerated the premise of the monologue by writing from the perspective of someone who dined with Adolf Hitler in 1939 and found the dictator surprisingly charming. Maher, in turn, fired back on Piers Uncensored, angrily denouncing David's piece as kind of insulting to 6 million dead Jews. ... Now here's a thought to leave you with. Is Maron's critique a valid defense of artistic authenticity, or is it merely the pot calling the kettle black? A performative outrage from one commentator seeking relevance by attacking another? Does engaging with a political opponent to understand them constitute a moral failure, or is it a necessary part of discourse? And where is the line between evolving one's views and desperately chasing trends? We want to hear what you think. Do you agree with Marc Maron's sharp takedown, or do you believe Bill Maher's approach is a legitimate form of iconoclasm? Share your opinions in the comments below. In a related note, Maron, who has hosted his iconic What the Fuck podcast since 2009, announced in June that the show will conclude this fall. His reason was straightforward and echoed a different kind of authenticity. "We're tired," he said. "We're burnt out, and we are utterly satisfied with the work we've done."